If you don't know yet, you know now. Uhaa Nation will be debuting on NXT soon. I have my thoughts on that, but that's going to be another video for another time. But for right now, let's just do this review first. Hello, all MRBers. Welcome to another wrestling review with me, Mike McRock, one half of the MRB Wrestling Review Show. Right now, I'm going to review this week's episode of NXT, and we open up the show with Emma going one-on-one with Charlotte. You have Charlotte win this match, and I thought this was a not bad match. It was a solid match. It was functional for what it was. I like the in-ring work, what they were doing. Emma doing the little things, providing heel heat for the audience to boo her. It's almost working, but it's not quite there just yet. I want to see Emma go full-fledged heat. And then you have Bayley come out and she hugs Emma after losing the match, and she kind of just lured her in. And this goes on for a while. She hugs her, but then swerve. She nails her finishing maneuver, Bayley to Bayley, and Bayley gets her t-shirt back and then throws it out in the audience. I thought that was quite funny. When she really wanted her t-shirt back, she throws it out in the audience. But going back to this match, I feel like that Charlotte really didn't need to win this match. This would have been a good opportunity for Emma to win this match in a heel type of fashion, to gain her heel heat. It just felt like they just treated her as this jobber bait person where you have her lose a match and then the person comes out and attacks her. It just doesn't look good for Emma. I wanted to see Emma win this match where you can say that, oh, maybe she'll win the match against Bayley. Oh, but then Bayley comes out and then just squashes Emma. Instead, we get, Emma lose the match and then the Bayley squash Emma with a Bayley to Bayley. It just doesn't add a lot of interest going into it, because I want to feel that I want to see either this person win or this person win. I want to see both parties get their equal share of momentum. I just feel like that Emma just never got the momentum that she really needed in this segment. However, I feel like this is a match for Bayley to win. I just feel bad for Emma. I really do. I just think that they're just, ever since she came down to NXT, they just kind of just don't know what to do with her. They just throw in there being a jobber, doing whatever, and have the other person go over, which does make them look good, but it just doesn't make the other person look good. And like I said, Emma needed to win this match. This was kind of just stupid for NXT, the way they just done this. Really stupid. It really was. So up next we get Rhino versus Bull Dempsey, and going into this match I was thinking, you know what? This actually has some appeal to it, and you can actually build this match up to a special event. But the thing is that NXT just doesn't have a lot of faith in Bull Dempsey. It's just they just kind of lost interest in him. They had him in this stupid feud with Baron Corbin, which sucked, and then ever since then he's been in jobber squash matches. So I'm not going to dwell on too much of that, but this is really mainly about Rhino going over Bull Dempsey, heading into this match between him and Baron Corbin. And what I like about how NXT has been booking Rhino is that when he needs to win matches, he wins matches, and when he needs to lose matches, he loses matches. And that's really good. I think that it creates a balance with him. With the jobber squash matches, he's going to win. But when he's in a match with someone like Sami Zayn, he has to put him over and put him over looking strong. And I'm getting that feeling now when he's going into this match with him and Baron Corbin at TakeOver. I think he will do the right thing and put Baron Corbin over, making him look strong. And I like that NXT has been establishing Rhino as that dominant force going into this match. I mean, this is an exciting match I'm really looking forward to. The irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Once again, Baron Corbin versus Rhino. Can't wait for this match. This match, hopefully, is a lot better than the match between Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey at the last show. Hopefully. I think it will be because of Rhino's experience as a WWE talent, because he's already been there to the dance. He's been there, done that. He needs to help out Baron Corbin and learn new things for Baron Corbin. And I think Baron Corbin is definitely going to learn the ropes when he's going to be in the ring with Rhino at TakeOver. One thing that I've noticed that NXT has been doing for the past few months, and in particular when it comes to their main event matches, they're now stepping towards new and different things with their characters, because I strongly and firmly believe that in order to grow as an individual, you have to learn different things and not just work matches. Even though they're important, they're more important elements when it comes to storytelling. There is character development, there's learning how to cut a promo, and just doing different things. And what I like about this week's episode is that they've done a lot into building up the next 2-hour special event, which is TakeOver Unstoppable. And in the main event, you have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the NXT Championship. And going into this match, I'm really liking what NXT has been doing. And this week, you have 2 different backstage segments where Michael Cole does separate interviews with both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. First, we saw Michael Cole interview Kevin Owens, and he was really pressuring Kevin Owens to say why he was doing what he was doing. Is he jealous? Is he doing this for the money? Is his wife and his kids and all that stuff? He's really playing the Dr. Phil role when it comes to this whole story between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I like that third party element to it. It really adds interest to this match. And you have Sami Zayn later on, and he wants to call out Kevin Owens next week to really get to the bottom of why. Why is Kevin Owens doing what he's doing? And what I like about this feud is that they really kept that a mystery, and I like that because it shows more interest going into a certain feud or a rivalry or whatever you want to call it. And I think we're probably going to get that answer next week, and then they're going to have the match at TakeOver Unstoppable, and it'll probably end up being the match of the year. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it doesn't disappoint. What I also like about this week's episode is that not every segment felt like the same thing. You have promos, you have backstage interviews, you have one-on-one interviews, you have just some monologue, you have matches, and then you get to this one, a backstage attack, and it was supposed to be Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder taking on Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy Team Soft. And what you end up happening is that you have Blake and Murphy attack Enzo and Cass before they even came out from the ring. And I like that. This really cranked up the feud to 11 for this match. And it was much needed, it was much deserved, and I'm really looking forward to this match heading into TakeOver Unstoppable. And then we get into what is pretty much the most cliche thing you've seen on pro wrestling, whether it's either on TNA or on WWE, Raw, SmackDown, or in this case, it is NXT, and it's involving Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. The match at TakeOver Unstoppable we're getting for the NXT Women's Championship. And even though this is the most cliche thing and you've seen it all before, I like this segment. Here you have William Regal introducing both competitors. They both cut their promos, and then all hell breaks loose. You have Sasha Banks get her heel heat moment where she had her foot on Becky Lynch's head on the table. She later on flips over the table, only to get Becky Lynch applying her armbar on Sasha Banks and making her tap out, which created the doubt of, okay, who's going to win this match? Is Becky Lynch going to get the NXT Women's Championship? Is Sasha Banks going to retain it? Who knows yet? But what I like is that these two actually interacted this week, and that was the complaint I had last week, where you just had Becky Lynch have a vignette and then a backstage segment or in a match. You really needed the interaction this week. This was a much needed promo for both Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch going forth for their NXT Women's Championship match at TakeOver Unstoppable, and I am one of those people that are really looking forward to this match, because I think with every NXT 2-hour special, it is always the women that steal the show. We also get another backstage promo, and this time it is from Alex Riley. He was talking about how he lost his match to Sami Zayn last week and that Kevin Owens powerbombed him on the apron as he heard the fans chanting, "Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin." And also how the camera panned down to Sami Zayn as if he was the last guy to get the screen time on TV, and he's thinking now what the people really want to see. They want to see Kevin Owens kick his ass. They want to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go one-on-one. And now it seems like he's really turning on the fans, and you kind of expect this heel turn to happen. And he also said that the people don't want to see him for a very long time. I think what's going to happen with Alex Riley is that he is going to go away for a while. And then probably at the next 2-hour event, whenever that may be, not the one in 2 weeks, but the one after that, that's when I think he'll probably make his comeback and then just go full-fledged heel. I think the possibilities are endless with him. I think I have a good feeling that he will probably work pretty well as a heel. Just throwing that out there. And then we get into the main event on NXT, and that was Hideo Itami versus Tyler Breeze. And going into this match, I was thinking I was not excited at all because I've seen this match way too many times. I just didn't want to see Hideo Itami versus Tyler Breeze. I think NXT should mix it up every now and then, do different matches, do different things. This could have been Finn Balor versus Tyler Breeze, and I would have been fine with it. But instead, NXT has been falling under the Raw trap and now doing the same matches over and over and over. I know it's not like it's Randy Orton versus John Cena for the millionth time, but still, we've seen this match too many times on NXT. Mix it up a little, NXT. You gotta do that every now and then, otherwise I'm just gonna lose interest. However, with that said, I feel like that NXT has done a good job in creating some interest into developing this Triple Threat number 1 contenders match. However, there is some question that Hideo Itami might even make it to NXT Unstoppable. I just heard now from No DQ that he's going to be out with an injury, that he's going to be out for a few months. Who knows? I think Hideo Itami was going to be the one to win this match because he seemed directionless after coming off of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You kind of didn't know what to do with him. So I feel like that NXT might have to change the storyline now. And I'll be fine if Tyler Breeze wins this match. I really will at NXT Unstoppable. But going back to this match, I feel like that NXT kind of swept this match under the rug. And what I mean by that is that as they were progressing towards this main event, not once did the show mention what the main event was. Yes, they mentioned a couple of times about this contract signing, which maybe should have been the last segment and the main event on this week's episode, because they just did not mention what the final match was going to be on this week's episode. They just swept this under the rug. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't see this every week from NXT. It only happens every now and then. But like I said, they kind of just threw this match under the bus. It's like, oh, by the way, here's our last match. One-on-one, Tyler Breeze, Hideo Itami. It was like, well, that kind of came out of nowhere. But like I said, even though with that said, I'm still looking forward to this Triple Threat match, even though it looks like it may not happen. Otherwise, I'm still excited for this match. I think whether it's going to be a Triple Threat or a one-on-one, Finn Balor, Tyler Breeze, who knows, I think these guys are just going to tear the house down at NXT on TakeOver Unstoppable. So overall, this was a good show. It was very productive and done a lot of things with promos, backstage segments, matches. There wasn't a lot of matches on the show, which I like. you need to do different things every now and then. So I'm going to rate this show 7 slamming points out of 10. And if you saw this week's episode of NXT, what did you think about it? Feel free to leave those comments in the comment section below. And make sure to hit that subscribe button down below this video to become an MRBer on this wrestling review show.